Jason Levin here. I'm the Chief Gratitude Officer of the Relationships to Infinity Gratitude Challenge. I'm here with the wonderful Julia Bennett, who's the Chief Marketing and Business Development Officer for Davis Wright Tremaine. Julia, thank you so much for being part of the Gratitude Challenge.
Thank you for having me. I love talking about gratitude.
Seriously, and I'm really interested from your perspective, Julia. What's one small practice that you like to take part in when you think of gratitude?
So there are actually a few. One thing is that being thankful is part of my spiritual practice. So I always start the day being thankful for something, anything, even if it's just the weather or waking up. I have a prop wonderful journal by a company called She Leads and Succeeds. And every week it prompts you to write things that you're grateful for and your personal wins. And so every week I do that. I am struck by how often the thing I start my gratefulness with is family. And when I look back over the year, I love that. But I also look back and am struck by how many things my team has accomplished that have been wins that I've written about because I'm grateful for them or they do my heart good. And so I would encourage anybody to get a journal and do this.
You take this idea and then you take pen to paper and you remind yourself. I love that as a practice. When we talk about gratitude practice, you are actually practicing the gratitude practice. For people that are overwhelmed, what do you say to them when people talk about gratitude? What's your perspective?
I think that being grateful is important to having generally a positive outlook. And if you have a positive outlook, things just turn out better. You're able to see opportunities more clearly. And so, at least professionally, if I'm in a moment where I'm feeling a little stuck or overwhelmed or feeling like I'm doing too much going uphill, something I do is I stop in the moment and write down. You got to write it because if you write things, they happen, right? Write down 5 things that I love about my job. It could be a meeting about a fun project. It could be the sparkling water machine and the snacks. It could be having a chat with my next door neighbor. But those are instant mood boosters. And I would encourage everyone to do that, even if they stop right now and write those 5 things down.
Here to hear, heard it here. 5 things that you like about your job, and you write it down, and it immediately boosts your mood. I think that's outstanding. And so clearly, as you've evolved in your career, you haven't done this alone. When we think about gratitude, has there been a mentor or colleague or friend who made a difference for you in your journey?
There are a lot of people. When I was thinking about this question, I thought of a woman named Kristen Richardson. Shout out to Kristen. Everyone knows I always say I would run through a wall for her even today. She was the first CMO I ever worked with, and she taught me the sales pipeline. And I remember her whipping out a legal pad and drawing the pipeline for me. And, it was one of those core memory head exploding moments. And it literally changed the trajectory of my career. And I'm always so grateful that we had that moment together. And she's still a good friend.
That is incredible. And what an anecdote, because we use this word called sales, but in reality, like gratitude is a practice, a sales pipeline is another form of practice. And so, what an aha moment and what a gift that could be shared with you. And the fact that you still think about today, that's something to be grateful for. Julia, that's incredible. Since there's so much gratitude going on in your world, let's be more recent. In the past week, has there been a simple moment that you've been grateful for?
Because it was the Thanksgiving holiday, a very good friend from college was in town. We keep in touch virtually, right, through LinkedIn and send messages, but hadn't sat down together maybe in a decade. And she happened to be in town over Thanksgiving, and we made some time to get together just for coffee. And it was one of those moments where you pick up like you never left, right? And so as I was walking away from coffee, I was thinking how grateful I am to have so many relationships. You're a relationship guy. I know you can appreciate that have stood the test of time and simple moments with friends, because that's really what are the most important things, in my opinion.
I think that is wonderful. The fact that somebody you hadn't seen for a while, you were able to reconnect. It was like no time had passed, and reminding yourself of where you've been and that you're not alone and that you have all these people that are supporting you. So it sounds like, Julia Bennett, from your spiritual practice to your journal to your reminding yourself of mentors and colleagues and friends, you have this whole gratitude system that surrounds you. I am grateful that you could share your story and your journey for the Relationships to Infinity Gratitude Challenge.
And I am
So
thankful to be able to do it.
So you heard it here. Julia Bennett, Chief Marketing and Business Development Officer for Davis Wright Tremaine with gratitude. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.